Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do the weekly reading for Libra. Okay. Firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I was about to just sort of get into the shuffling then and realised I've done it a couple of times this morning where I've sort of just got into this energy of going quiet. If you are interested in personal readings, life coaching, anything about me, everything is in the box below. Everything you need to know is in the box below. If you find the reading resonates, I would be really very pleased if you give it a thumbs up. If the reading doesn't resonate with you, make sure you check out other aspects of your natal chart, such as your moon, rising or ascendant, and your Venus. Especially if you're looking for love, Venus is where you should be looking. But really, if the readings don't resonate with you, you can also check out other readers, because sometimes other readers have the answers you're seeking. Let's say that. All right, we're going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot for your reading, Libra. So let's see what's going on here. I don't like it when I start reading with the Three of Swords. You know, I often feel like when I start a reading and I'm like, okay, this is starting off the wrong way. And I feel like just packing up the cards and putting them away and starting again. But really and truly, I can't do that because there's messages here that someone needs to hear. So even if it starts off with a very harsh card, sometimes the message is so much nicer behind the harsh card. So the Three of Swords talks about heartbreak, and in this particular deck, it's a very sort of explicit. It's very painful. So some of you could still be in this energy at the moment. For others of you, I feel like you've been in some sort of situation here that has made you feel very bound, and you're finding it very difficult to release yourself from this energy. Okay, so there appears to be somebody coming forward here with some sort of message or some sort of communication which might help you move forward. Okay, nice. And maybe even a little love offer. So the Four of Swords talks about healing. And you may be doing your healing, but maybe you're feeling like you either need some sort of closure here, but I feel like the universe is saying to you, you are your own closure. It's like this energy of, if you're stuck in something, you can let go, but you've got to realize that you've got the power to let go rather than to hang on. So there's some sort of pain that you're letting go of that the universe is trying to shift you forward on, because you have the Six of Swords here, which is moving away from something. Okay, with the Emperor, very much this energy of learning and understanding you have the power. Sometimes when we're heartbroken about things, whether it's that we've walked away from a relationship or we've walked away from a situation where we're feeling heartbroken, what we do is we tend to give the situation or the person or whatever it is, we give them the power, because we constantly think about it, we constantly put energy into it, we constantly sort of throw all of our energy at the problem or the issue. And there's this feeling here that the universe is trying to get you to understand that if you go into healing and you start to understand yourself as a higher level being, you can actually start pulling your power back. So you could do retrievals or soul retrievals here if that is something that you want to do, because soul retrievals are exactly what I'm talking about. So when we're in a relationship or a situation where we invest ourselves quite a lot, and then that situation doesn't pan out, sometimes we've left all of our energy in that situation and come back without it. So we're not complete. And sometimes doing sort of guided meditations about soul retrieval help you to pull back the energy that you've left with someone else. And there is this idea that if you have, you know, more than one relationship or more than one job or a situation where you keep revisiting, like say a family problem, every time you revisit, you leave a part of yourself, and that needs to be retrieved, because you're not whole and complete if you keep leaving your energy behind with other people. And I feel like this is what the universe is telling you. So it may be a one-off event for you, or it may be something that you're repeating. And because you're repeating a pattern, you might be slowly giving away your energy to others rather than pulling your energy back into yourself. 9 of Wands coming through. Now this is a really good lesson for all of you here, because what it's talking about is having good boundaries. So understanding how to assert yourself in relationships and situations to sort of preserve yourself and your energies. So it's about, you know, things like saying no to people, or, you know, deciding, you know, that you don't want to do something because you don't like doing it, and maybe you've done it many times before because you've felt either pushed, coerced, or encouraged to do something you don't like. And a lot of us have done this, you know, this whole idea of codependency, people pleasing, empathy, whatever you'd like to say it is. It is this energy of not being able to put yourself first for whatever reason, childhood trauma, past hurts, whatever it is. You are really learning here how to put your boundaries in place, so this does not happen again. It's a bit of a challenge too. Okay, so we have the Daughter of Pentacles coming through with the 5 of Swords. Wow. Okay. And we hear the Mother of Pentacles. Some of you are walking away from situations where you're starting to understand that it's not in your best interest to stay there. And sometimes we repeat those patterns so many times before we start to understand what we're doing. But you wake up one day and you think, oh my goodness, I've done it again. I've agreed to doing something I really didn't want to do. I've got talked into something, I've got coerced into something, I've got manipulated into something, and I didn't want to do it. And there's a very strong energy here of understanding this and putting yourself first and walking away. But there's also this energy of here of your fear of hurting others. And there's sort of this energy here, and I know somebody sort of talked about this a long time ago. We often people please because we've been taught to do that as children. But then people pleasing gives us a benefit too. So we're not always like the greatest of people for doing it. We think we are, but actually it meets our needs too. So if we don't argue, we don't fight with people, we don't have conflict, we don't refuse to do something, we save ourselves the pain of the conflict and the energies that we're giving away. So in a way, it's us being manipulative too. And it sort of challenged my thinking on that when I first heard it, because I thought, well, obviously we're getting benefit from it, aren't we? By not saying no. So we think we're pleasing other people, but are we actually pleasing ourselves? Because by doing that, we feel better about ourselves. All right, let's just have a look, because I feel like this is the cycle you're in here. 2 of Swords coming through. 2 of Wands coming through. Wow. Okay, this is really interesting. You're choosing to take a different path here. Okay, 8 of Cups. I love it. Something has brought something in for you that's made you realize that what you've been doing is not serving you. It's almost like this energy of having this epiphany moment, this sort of wake-up call about this whole situation. So many of you starting to realize now that you're putting other people's needs before your own. And you're walking away from this. You're taking a new pathway. So stepping into your power. All right, let's keep going. You've got your heart broken one too many times. Okay, the Hanged Man coming through here with the King of Cups. I feel like with this King of Cups here, you're taking on this energy of the King of Cups. So what you're doing here is you're starting to understand how to control your own emotions. I don't like the word control. because it implies that we have control over our emotions, and we do not have control over our emotions. We only have control over how we show our emotions. And that is what the King of Cups is telling me here. That you're understanding through some sort of introspection here how to work with your emotions. So there is this feeling here that it's got to do with this pattern you've been in of pleasing others before yourself, putting others before yourself. There's an old teaching here for you around that being selfish, but it's not selfish, and people have a lot to gain by telling you that you're being selfish. Because if you get told you're being selfish, then they can manipulate you into giving more. Okay, so it's a very clever, manipulative, gaslighting trick. So what I see here is someone who's standing in their power now. There seems to be some sort of going inside here to try and understand this pattern, this cycle you've been in. And you're taking a different direction because you're understanding, yep, closing out the cycle. Beautiful. That is really the best card we could have got there. Understanding your personal boundaries, understanding what you've been doing, finally understanding that you can do something about it. There's sort of this energy, really strong energy here, that you've been giving your power away to others. Whatever that is. And the universe is here to say it is okay to put yourself first in any regard. And it always reminds me of the being on a plane and being told to put your mask on first, because if you're not healthy and fit, you can't look after people who are dependent on you to perform something. So you've got to put the energy into self first. This is about self-love here. Okay, so I feel like you're going through a cycle of getting hurt and trying to understand why this happens. There's very much this energy of having some sort of insight here. I feel that this is self-love. Understanding how you've been doing this in the past. There's some sort of wake-up call coming through here, and you're moving away. You've got the Six of Swords here, and you're moving into this Empress status. So you're starting to understand your own power. Wow, this is going to be life-changing for you, Libra, because you haven't seen this as clearly before. You're about to get a really clear message, sign, something from the universe here to show you what you've been doing in the past has actually disadvantaged you greatly. And you're stepping into your power here by letting go of this cycle. This cycle of, as I said, this codependency, people pleasing, this sort of classing yourself as an empath and not realizing how that damages you in a way that is beyond belief. Because we call ourselves empaths because we are very sensitive, we are very kind, we are very generous, but we are also playing the game for our own needs, because we allow people to treat us poorly so we can avoid conflict, hurt and pain. We don't like those things, so we avoid. Something's teaching you here that it's not wrong to stand up for yourself. It's not wrong to say no. It's not wrong to say, I do not want that. But you're constantly being coerced into serving others. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. I did exactly the same in one of the readings earlier where the Wheel of Fortune came through. You're about to be shown something. You're going to learn how to speak up for yourself, to give yourself more stability in your life. You are the Magician. So this 10 of Wands here shows the end of a cycle. And what I see here for you is you are learning to speak up for yourself. There's no self-denial anymore. There's no being stopped from what you want to say. You're learning to speak up. You're taking back some sort of stability here. You're understanding some sort of structure. And you're standing in your power here with the Magician. You're understanding what you truly are capable of. And you've been hiding behind serving others. So there's a very beautiful energy here of learning how to put yourself first. All right, let's have a look. Very nice reading. Okay. I'm going to pull a card from the Moonology Oracle cards book deck. No, they don't want that one. Here it comes. Okay, what do you need to release? Waning moon. What do you need to release? Waning moon. The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter when the moon cycle you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked, for better for worse, and it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and winter of the cycle, so what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but it can still be gently suggesting that you let go and stop trying so hard. It's safe to let go and move on. Move forward with as little resistance as possible. This is not the time to start new projects. Releasing emotional baggage is recommended now. Do energetic work such as meditation or yoga. Soon you will see what lies ahead. And that's what I said. I think the universe is about to show you how truly incredible you are. But you've been hiding behind this energy. And it's time to step out of the shadows. Have a great week.